What's up everybody? Enan here from Droid Mania. And today I've got 4 cases that we're going to be taking a look at for the LG G6. They're one of my go-to brands in terms of case providers. I've been with them probably for I want to say 3 or 4 years now. So they do send me cases from time to time. Not that they're actually sponsoring this video. For example, they did send me the Ringke Onix. We're going to talk a little bit about that case because it's one that I actually enjoy and I've used before. There's others that are on the way. Once those cases arrive, I'll get those reviews done. I'll get them uploaded on the channel and we can take a look at them. I've got 2 color variants of the same case. This is the Ringke Fusion. What I like about this case is that it's made from 2 different materials. You've got a polycarbonate back, a hard back here, then you've got the TPU outer bumper. Typically, when you have this type of a combination on a one-piece case, you're gonna get some impact resistance, which is a good thing if you happen to be one that drops your phone and things like that. So this is one that's gonna be a little bit more protective for that device. And by the way, all the cases that we are actually looking at today will be military drop certified. And they've been certified by Ringke in terms of the type of protection that they provide if the phone happens to fall. So that's always a good thing. Again, those tests are done in controlled environments, so just keep that in mind. For the most part, you can consider this to be a protective case that will protect the phone in a fall. And I'm not saying like a 12 feet fall or anything like that. I'm just saying in your normal everyday average fall, if the phone falls off of a desk onto the floor, or if you have the phone in your lap potentially and you're in your car and it happens to fall, you know, things like that. Your normal everyday drops and falls. You'll find with any case that's clear, and I've said this before on the channel, that when you have a clear case, they're prone to UV light rays, which means that over time, these cases are gonna yellow. If you take your phone outside, it's bound to happen. So that's just something to think about. If you get a clear case, total clear case, more than likely at some point, you're gonna end up replacing the case. With the smoke version, even though it's clear, yes, it's gonna also yellow, but it's going to take longer and it's not going to be as noticeable because this case does have this tint on it. I've been using Ringke cases for quite some time. I do like the fact that they give you the dust plugs along the bottom of the case. Their cutouts are always nice and precise. You've got this TPU bumper that runs around the outside, and typically, again, when you have multiple components that actually make up a case, you're going to get better impact resistance. So that's always something that I look for in a protective or more rugged case when I'm going for that. One of the signature things about Ringke cases is the fact that they have this lanyard cutout, but that's like their signature piece. You know that this is a true Ringke case if it's got that lanyard cutout. Their buttons are always tactile and clicky. I do like that. So there's never any issues. They're nice and firm when they're being pressed. So again, you're going to get some good quality materials here if you're going with a Ringke case. You'll also find up top that there's a dust plug for the headphone jack. That's also another good thing, especially since these phones are IP68 certified. You're going to be able to cover up the ports here. So if you're taking this case along with a phone into some water, that's just an added layer of protection that you're going to get. On the back, I always find that their cutouts are always spacious. There's not going to be any issues in terms of getting your fingers in there for the fingerprint scanner. Lastly, I'll say that in terms of these particular cases with the polycarbonate hard back, they're going to be prone to scratches more than other cases. Anytime you've got that hard back and you put this case in a pocket and you've got some keys or coins or any of those kinds of things in there, if you continue to do that, scratches will eventually show up on these cases. So that's something that you're probably going to want to try and avoid, polycarbonate scratches. Overall, in terms of the Ringke Fusion case, I think you can't go wrong. It just really depends on the color that you're looking for. For me, like I said, I go with the smoke variant, and I don't really mind the fact that this case will change colors over time. Next up, we've got the Ringke Air. This is another one-piece case, like I mentioned earlier. This one's made from a completely flexible TPU. It also comes in a couple different colors, and I chose the smoke variant here. When it comes to the install, this is probably the easiest one that we're going to do today. You simply snap the case right on. It goes on without an issue. It's thin, it's lightweight, and it doesn't really add any extra bulk. And I like that. This case feels pretty good in the hand. You know, the G6 is a slippery phone, and this is something that can add an extra bit of grip for you. Starting from the bottom, the cutouts are always precise here. That's something that I really never worry about from Ringke, just like Spigen cases. It's got the dust plug here as well. It also has the lanyard cutout. When it comes to the buttons on this case, however, they're not as nice as what you get on the Ringke Fusion, but they're pretty decent, I'd say. Up top, you're also going to find a dust plug here for the 3.5mm headphone jack, so that's another good option. And then on the back, again, spacious cutouts. You're not going to get any issues in terms of ghosting or anything cropping up in your camera as you're taking photos or anything like that. So good job on that here. With this case, I do like the fact that if you need to quickly slap it on as you're running out of the door, you can do that. It's thin, it's lightweight. It's not the most protective, so if you're going for that, this is probably not the case for you. But if you just want something that's gonna give you some extra grip, pick yourself up a couple of these and you're good to go. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and move on to the last case I've got here, the Brinke Onix. And like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite cases. Not only is it one of my favorite cases, and not because it's by Ringke, by the way, but because I actually stumbled across this case, I believe it was for the iPhone 7 Plus, and ever since then, I've really enjoyed the way that this case feels in the hand. I like the fact that it does make the phone feel very much like it's protected. That's something that, you know, when I need that, this is the case that I go to. This case and the LG G6 to me right now seems to be a perfect combination, and I'll tell you why. And it may not come across on camera as much, but with this particular phone, it's actually smaller to me than I thought it was going to be. Not saying that that's a bad thing, I'm just saying that the phone is actually smaller than what I thought it was going to be. And so I really like the way that this particular case goes with the LG G6, and I think Ringke has done a really nice job when they decided to come out with the Onix. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the case. So the backing here on this particular case, even though it's made from polycarbonate and a TPU, it's a little softer than what you get on the Ringke Fusion here. The Ringke Fusion, I think, is going to be probably the more protective case if that's what you're looking for, especially if, like I said earlier, if you're one to happen to drop your phones a lot. You'll probably get more impact resistance with that case. Along the bottom of the case, no issues whatsoever. You've got the dust plug here. The cutouts are actually nice and precise. When it comes to the buttons, I think that out of all the cases that we've seen today, Ringke's done the best job on this case with these particular buttons. They're responsive, very responsive. They've got a nice feel to them. They're tactile. They've got an audible click, which is something that I really like when I'm pressing the buttons on my phone. Up top, you've also got the dust plug here, just like all the other cases. That's again another trademark that Ringke has. They typically help to protect your ports, so that's always a good thing. This particular case has the most spacious cutout for the fingerprint scanner. I think that that's also a nice touch. You've got this brushed aluminum look on the back, so again, it looks really nice, along with some carbon fiber that runs around the perimeter of the back of the case here. So this is overall, I think Ringke's done a really nice job with this case. It's highly affordable. It feels the best in the hand. The G6 itself already has some weight to it, and if you're going for a case that doesn't have a lot of bulk or add a lot of extra weight, this is another option for you. The link will be down below if you're interested, so go and check it out. Okay, so there you have it. What do you guys think of these cases for the LG G6? As I mentioned throughout the course of this video, Ringke usually does a nice job when it comes to their cases, and this usually leaves me not much to complain about. I mean, if there's anything, maybe pricing. I mean, we all want more for less, right? Especially when the quality's up to par. When it comes to Ringke and their cases, there's usually something for everyone, whether that's function, style, or protection. In today's video, you heard me mention that I really like the Onix. I enjoy that case quite a bit actually, and it's the one I'm currently keeping on my G6. All the links are down below, so I definitely recommend that you check these out. If you've enjoyed this video, do leave a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, now is the time to go ahead and click that subscribe button for more content like this. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next one.